You're on mute.
You could say hi to the people. You don't have to wait for me.
Well, I don't want them to miss any of your important tidbits when have your initial introduction and there's no voice. I mean, we in this together, my G. I thought we was here. I thought we was here. What happened to this? No, I don't know. Sometimes I think you're here.
Sometimes you think, what?
Sometimes I think you're here, and then sometimes I'll be like, what happened? Where is the love?
This must be Dejanay. This
Hey
must
Tam,
this
how
must be
you doing this
Dejanay.
morning? This afternoon, rather.
It's time to eat.
I am starving. I'm so hungry right now. I don't. It is. It's empty right here. I got my water and stuff, but I'm
I
like,
don't even have water. It's time to
I
eat.
was. Mm, this is this emptiness that I feel. It's a mess. How are you? You've been enjoying your birthday month and have had outings.
I have.
I am. I think I'm a little bit recovered. I'm a little bit recovered. My bounce back game is not what it used to be, but you know, I,
You were in. You were in there. You was all right. You were
I
struggling though.
no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
What's going on, Sasha? How you doing? Did you enjoy class this week? Did you finish all the labs? Speaking of, I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Tamer and Rob and Andrea for putting on the super orbital for the super orbital workshop. Those that got it to attend, you got a chance to attend the workshop again. It wasn't a deep dive, but it was enough to give you some context on some topics, some basics. So that was a good thing. And you also got a chance to meet other people, right? Which
So
was a good
I
thing.
know we have to stay stateside this birthday, but based on what I planned, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy
Hmm.
yourself?
Hmm. I had a
Mhm.
good time.
Did I do a good job? I'm
Hmm.
doing my friend check in. Did I do a good job?
Yep, I even got some makeup.
You
Oh, did you
did.
see the
You
back?
got some
I didn't
new
see the back.
lips. They look good on you too.
I didn't see the back. Love lips
So we went to
from
see Angela Blessed and
Angela Algebra.
Algebra. I don't know why I said Angela. Oh, I'm getting them mixed up. Algebra. She put on a really good show, some really great talent from our area, and she has a lip line. This is not
Hmm.
an advertisement, but Tam and I have new lip colors on today,
I like the packaging. Oh, I got some out right here.
and they're vegan and they're like mass proof and waterproof. I had like swatches
Yeah.
on my hand,
Yeah,
and when I tell you
right there.
that thing didn't budge all day, she didn't budge.
And then they come. She got different colors. I went and bought all colors because I
Tam
just like
walked up to the thing and was like,
give me all of
"Give
them.
me all."
They were like, what? They were
She
yeah,
put
all.
on a good show. I wish it was a little longer. It seemed like it went so fast, but it was a good show. It was
Well,
a,
here's one of the colors.
we went through 2 bottles of champagne, so it was long enough.
Right. It looks
Or
like a
prosecco
lipstick,
rather.
but it's a. Well, I like the color. Let me see. Do they have the names on them?
They should be at the bottom of the tube or on the packaging.
Oh, it is. And I can't see that.
No, You must have your contacts on.
Huh?
Yeah, your contacts on.
Uh-uh. I just can't see it. It's just it.
Yeah,
I,
they're on the bottom of the packaging on a little sticker, but some of them are very hard to read.
yeah, the stickers is hard to read. I can see the top. This one's called Denise. This was Nicole. It fits me.
It does. It does. I was gonna snatch that one from you, but I have one already. That's a little glossier. So I was
Why
like,
would you gonna snatch it from me?
because I was gonna consider it a nude.
Nicole is not nude.
She was gonna be, and it's like a really nice bronze one that's over there. That I was like, I'm gonna consider this a nude. And then I was like, be good.
See, it's got orange right there. That is not nude. That Nicole is not nude.
Let me tell you, you see this shirt I got on today? I'm not about to do this with you. I'm not about to argue with you. It's things to do. I'm not about to argue with you today, even though it's your birthday month.
Is this the one you was talking about?
It's that one and another one, but I think it's that one. She's nice. I was like, my friend rock that. It's like she'll rock that. I'm gonna let
Oh,
her.
do you have on gray?
No, I have on a brown. I don't know which one, but this one looks lighter in the packaging than when you take it out of the tube. So I like this one. I think one is like my complexion exactly, and then one is like a bump up. But I have on two. I
Oh,
have the
this the one
darker
I got on.
shade and the lighter shade.
That's the one I got on. If
What is
anything,
given? I like it.
I'm a sunglass, earring, and lipstick queen. Like
So
lips.
speaking of sunglasses and glasses, me and Tam happened to go to the same optometrist
Oh yeah, I
office,
think I got two of these.
and they had a trunk show.
I got two Nicoles, Dion. You want a Nicole?
Why sure?
I got two
Did they
Nicoles.
charge us double for two Nicoles?
I think so. I got two
Damn them.
Nicoles. Yeah,
Or we
for the
need to
one.
go to the website and see what we are missing.
Yeah, I got two Nicoles, so I'll put that aside for you.
But so we went to the trunk show for the glasses. And when I tell you Versace got some new colors out, it's like a blush champagne, it's like a smoke gray, like clear, full of
Was it Versace or was it Tom Ford?
Tom Ford. They have a new color out for the season. Um, so when I got my bill, right, I was like, abundance. Tam didn't think I was gonna do it. She
I
was
know you.
she was plotting on me the whole time I seen it. She was like, "So what you getting? What you doing?" She set me up, and I was like, "Abundance."
I didn't set you up. I just knew you weren't gonna pull the trigger.
But I fooled her.
This the one I got.
I fooled her, and I'm telling you right now, so you guys don't think it's going to be like a game. I'm stealing those from Tam. I'm going to borrow them. I'm not going to even say steal. I think they look better on me. They
Them the
do.
ones
They
I
do.
got.
So when you see me in the streets with those on, they're now mine.
Them the
Um, but we had a really good time at this trunk show, and I was just like, you know what? I like both of them. So I walked out of there with 3 pairs of shades,
Yeah, D could have got these too, but
but they were kind of close to some other glasses that I received. So
she
that I
ain't had
purchased
these. D.
rather.
If she had these, I probably would have got them.
They didn't have those.
They didn't have these.
They didn't have those. They didn't have those. But Versace was coming through.
I think these the ones I got, right?
No, no, yours are a blush, and they're kind of like your tortoiseshell ones. They're more of a cat situation, but really, really nice. So I got 1 pair of shades and 2 pair of glasses.
This one?
Uh, a little bit. Let me see the size of those. Yes, that's what you got. But you got them in blush.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Tam got. So we were in there and they had a really great event. Shout out to VIP for their really great event. And I was way over budget, but you know what? Abundance.
And you know what? I was sitting there in the thing, and I was like, I forgot I got an HSA card that I could have just used, and I didn't use it. So I just send it in and get my money back.
Yeah, get your receipt, especially if you use your prescription. But I'm glad I did. But again, they were definitely more than I was used to spending on frames because for the last couple of years, my eyes have been changing every year. Like, what is going on with these eyeballs? But my last exam was the same as before, so I didn't feel so bad. And I was like, give me some. I like these, and I look good in them.
I knew she was gonna chicken out
Food Tamika. I was like, I'm not abundance.
because she was gonna be like, "Well, can I just can I go back and look at it? Let me see what else she got."
Because she know I will take my prescription and go somewhere else and get the lenses. Fruit.
That's how she does. All right, so
And one
oh,
one other thing, because it was a trunk show, they weren't able to give us our sunglasses immediately. We had to order them. So Tam was gonna plan on wearing her new shades on the show, but we got brand new off the lots.
hey,
They're not
I'm
even
gonna
heavy.
let you take over because my mama done called me 5 times. So
Oh
I'll be right.
goodness.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just drop me down real quick.
All right. So we're here. And I just want to let you know, I reached out to some of the winners. I didn't get a lot of Cash Apps information. And so just make sure that if you won last week, and I have my list. So let me go ahead and read that off to the winners of last week. I want you guys to come and make sure you drop me your information in Slack and double and verify that if you are in the Slack channel, at least your email address is up to date. So for those that weren't here last week, we did a giveaway, and that giveaway, I think it was well over $2,500 total. So last week, and I already told you guys last week that the cash gifts you might not see this week because it's been Tam's birthday and we'll be in the streets. So we have been in the streets. However, this morning I was going over some information and I was missing some information. And if you came up backstage and you gave me that information backstage in the chat, when I closed it out, I lost that. So Lucretia, she won an RHCSA exam and $200 cash last week. Congratulations to Lucretia. I do have your Cash App information. Marshana, she won $100 and a Security Plus. And then we hadn't forgot to connect you with the SANS organization. We've already made contact with Dennis for that. But that $100 she gifted to somebody, and Donette was the recipient of that. And so, Donette, I do have your information for your $100 prize. So we have that, and you are going to get a GCP certification and a Terraform certification. So congratulations on that. Stacy G, I know you gave me your information in the chat behind the stage. However, I lost that, so I did reach out to you. You got the CKA exam and a $50 cash prize. Make sure you get me that information. Natasha Stevens. Natasha was like, I don't care what y'all do, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna show out. Make sure you get me your Cash App information for a $25 cash prize, and you got a Terraform certification. Also, I know Tam, last week you gave them the option of the cash prize or Amazon gift card email.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
gave Natasha hers.
okay? So Natasha's taken care of. I did email you. I did DM you in Slack, Natasha, to confirm whether Tam had gave it to you already or not. If you gave Tam your information directly. And then Tracy, who is Brown Eyes, she won some merch. So I reached out to you as well, Tracy, for your information. And O'Shea, which was a new subscriber, um, reached out to you as well. Get me that information because you won a merch pack as well, which is a mug, a t-shirt, some stickers, and I think some bookmarks. And Casual Economist, you've already reached out to me for your Terraform certification. So for last week's Tam's birthday extravaganza winners. Make sure everybody gives me the information so I can get that stuff out hopefully before the holidays. And I know
Uh-oh.
the certifications, we're still gathering some information on the best way to deliver those for you and come up with a like a study plan for you. So over $2,500 in prizes.
All right, let's make it 3,000.
Oh, what?
We're gonna do a $500 giveaway today. It's only one though.
One?
Hmm. We'll hold it till we'll give it away in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes.
Mm.
When Tam wants to give away stuff, she usually never tells me. So when
Just never
I'm
playing.
just surprised, I'm just as surprised as you are when she's in. I mean, we all know Tam is very generous. Women in Linux is a very generous organization. However, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, she don't know when I do it. I don't know when I do it. I just be like, oh, I feel like doing it.
Like my grandmother said, you get a wild hair. She get a wild hair, and she like Oprah.
All right. So let's
What
get
are we
into
talking
some.
about this week? Oh, before you guys, oh shoot, I just messed up something.
Oh, you should do like a rolling screen, the like 500 to get $500 giveaway. Like just roll it across.
Oh, at 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I
What's going
might
on, Journey to
manage that.
Jasmine?
I might manage that. Uh-oh. Miss Phoenix checking
Miss
in with her
Phoenix,
tithes.
tithes and
That's
offerings.
what she calling her tithes and offerings.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Congrats
so
to
much.
all
We
the
appreciate you.
Yeah, congrats to all of last week's winners as well too. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Somebody had asked when the free training. I think on the YouTube we train every week, every Wednesday. So that's Wednesday from 8 to 10. And I'm assuming you were saying when the next giveaway or whatnot. I don't know. Today is just a surprise. Today is the giveaway $500. It should be $500 or worth $500. Either or, right? I'm gonna let the person choose. I'm gonna let them choose. Um,
They get a choice. What's the choices? Do we know yet, or are you still pondering?
I'm still pondering. I know what the choices are. It it'd be a subscription to something that's 500 or 500. I don't know, $500 worth
Hey,
of certificates. One
let
of
me
the
tell
two.
you. I tell anybody. I highly encourage you to get a subscription plan to training.
We one of the two, three. What? It's one of them.
Get you a subscription plan, especially if you win and you are new to tech. Get you a subscription for Sarah, Udemy, Safari Online, which is O'Reilly Media. Get you some classes, some training, and so that you can skill up and come to this free Linux class that we have on Wednesdays and knock it out the park. But you do need some foundational stuff. And a lot of people, I know for myself, I need to go back a few steps so I can understand how the house is built. But that's just my mind. Like I need to start at the bottom. Like, where did you get this information from? And why did we plug it in? So I'm excited to see who gets what.
I'm excited to see it too.
I'm excited.
Hmm. Hold on, I'm logging into some stuff. Okay, well, hold on. Log in. Oh, I don't know why it takes so long to log in. It's sitting there thinking. All right. So, what have we seen this week? Hmm.
Oh gosh. I mean, we touched on it a little bit on the last show. That FTX is still a doozy. Like it is a soap opera right now.
Yeah, so we seen FTX. We seen layoffs from Amazon. We seen layoffs from Meta. Several different other layoffs as well too. Um, what else have y'all seen this week? What's going on? What's going on, Kanjo, Kelvin, Donald, Casual Economist, Tracy, Miss Phoenix, Journalist, Jasmine, Sasha, Free? What's up? What all have you seen this week? Right? You seen the layoffs, Twitter, uh,
I saw
hiring
Black
students.
Twitter's farewell to Twitter on Instagram. They had a whole montage. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Uh, you've seen startups and stuff. So we can like make this real easy on us if we go to just go to layoffs FYI. Um, right. And so you can see the layoffs here. Blow this up.
You talk, you say Twitter is off the chain. Twitter has been off the
Carvana
chain.
had 1,500 layoffs. Um, Amazon 10,000. Cisco 4,100. And let's make it easy on ourselves right here. Okay, let's close that. Let's scroll up. All right, Meta 11,000, Amazon 10, Booking.com 4,300, Cisco 41, Uber 37, Twitter 3,700. And then Uber had another one. They did one in 2020. So this is just by numbers. This ain't it by date. Let's go by date now.
Oh, this is I just looked this one up, Miss Phoenix. It's a Canadian teachers could have a $95 million hole in their pensions due to this FTX crypto. Put it in the chat. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, Neuro, Tilbrook, Chili Piper, Cisco, Asana, UiPath did one on 11/15. Um, Zebra, Offer Up had some layoffs, but night they did night. Was it 19%? Um, Semaphore, Vive, Jewel, right? A lot of startups. Let's see, 3,700. Twitter. You know who I've never ever heard laying off, and I could be wrong. But guess what industry I ain't never heard laying off? Might want to take a guess. Any guesses out there on what industry I ain't never heard being laid off? The government is one.
I was gonna say, but is government an industry? The
Healthcare.
government is in different industries.
Nope. Liquor. Liquor.
Sales
Liquor.
are up.
Never heard anybody from Budweiser, Anheuser Busch. Never heard no layoffs.
Mm. Plus, I got to put on my vision board, my prosecco.
Y'all laughing at me though, right? But let's go. Let's go.
They did not take a dip during the in the pandemic. People started delivering the liquor to the door.
Yep. Uh,
Government have furloughs, but you get your money back.
so so list of top beverage companies in the S&P 500 by market cap.
Tim is
List,
silly.
huh?
Tim is silly. Talk about Philly blunts.
Coca-Cola had some layoffs, but I don't. Coca-Cola not liquor; it's beverage.
No, it's a beverage company.
It's a beverage company. PepsiCo, yeah, they have. But let's look at alcohol. Let's refine this. They got
Distilled
beverage.
spirits.
All right, largest alcoholic beverage company by market cap. Let's go here. Anheuser Busch. I haven't heard no layoffs from them. I haven't learned no layoffs from Heineken, Budweiser, the Constellation brands. I hadn't heard about those.
No, none from the pharmaceutical industry
But
or
why am I
marijuana.
bringing that up?
Cannabis.
But why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing it up because they all have technology behind them as well too. They all have marketing behind them as well too,
They're still
right?
companies.
They're still companies. So when I say recession proof your skills, also recession proof your places where you look at
Your
as well
industry.
too. Let's go. Let's see. You said do they have cloud engineering job? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm sure I just couldn't see why they wouldn't. Hold on, that's out of Belgium. Let me look by country here. It's in order now. Drop down here to USA. So USA would be Eastside Distilling, Wink, Fresh Vine Wine, Vintage Wine Estates, MGP Ingredients, Boston Beer Company, Constellation Brands, STZ.
So also it's the manufacturers of the alcohol, and then another side of that are the distributors. Person said to give it up
T
for that.
Brands. All right. Careers. Okay.
Oh,
Let's see
Home
what they
Depot
got.
has a huge tech department.
222 in the USA. Floated up a little bit there. Employee relations, vineyard, public relations, tasting room, senior manager, marketing, procurement, auditor, a solutions architect, posted in New York, senior pricing, a
And
senior
cinnamon for
analytics
cigarettes. Yeah.
engineer, a senior analyst for wine and spirits, a coordinator, a sales director, a winemaker, inventory coordinator, an IT senior product manager, HVAC, a senior IAM, um, on-premise activation specialist, senior analyst, insights and data, full stack engineer, posted for 4 locations 9 days ago. A financial analyst, a space execution specialist, warehouse, um, a senior cloud engineer. Boom, 8 locations, posted 11 days ago. Here are the 8 locations: Buffalo, Dallas, Virtual, Syracuse, Chicago, Victor, New York, San Antonio, and Rochester. DevOps, PHP, Ansible, Cloud Forms, open source, AWS, train and develop, experience with Azure, AWS, Oracle, can do attitude, on some on call, blah, 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 right? Boom, right? All I'm saying is when you're looking for companies or you're looking for work, personally, if it were me and I just want to be in that conservative arena, I would be looking at aristocrats and dividends. Number one, if I'm looking at aristocrats and dividends, if I'm looking at aristocrats and kings, I know for a fact that that company that I'm working for has had a 25-year or 50-year increase in their dividends over that time, right? And on top of that, I also know that me as an employee could make a purchase into the stock, or I can negotiate upon me entering in the company some stock versus my sign on bonus. So now I just have them pay me in stocks and I know it's increasing over time, especially the companies that's been in it for 50 years, them 25, 50 years, right? So I'm just trying to show you like what I do on tech stocks and jobs relates to what you do over here on Howie Linux in terms of you're not only investing in your future on the first one, you're getting your money in tech and investing, but those companies have tech in them and they also are in the stock market. And now, how do I be a part of that company and then use that to invest for looking for a job ways, and then also invest as your sign-on bonus and as you get into the company and as well too, right? So it's they all shake hands with each other, right? uh Give it up for LQ. Who's LQ? What's that?
I assume that meant liquor, but
Oh, liquor company. All right. Kelvin said you almost worked for Home Depot in Atlanta before the job you got now. Home Depot, Lowe's, Delta, Frontier. Y'all saw the Frontier got the subscription now. You can fly anywhere you want with the subscription model. Now listen, the Porsche has a subscription model as well too. Porsche, I think BMW may have one as well too, right? They all have this drive what you want model. I think, but it's only in Atlanta. But I'm not sure if BMW is everywhere. Say BMW subscription. Because the goal is to get you on a subscription that you forgot that you got and you don't hardly ever use. That's really what that is. Yeah, BMW car subscription. Yep, BMW has a car subscription. Yeah, don't sell. Or is that? I don't know. We're gonna leave that as is. We're gonna find another site. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, yo, this y'all heated seats where y'all gotta pay for $18 a month.
ooh, that is a thievery.
Yeah,
Why would I pay you a subscription
BMW
for
is
heated seats?
offered heated seats on a monthly subscription. It ain't a part of the. Okay.
Oh, oh. What if you don't pay? They just shut you down. That's like a utility bill within your car. They better cut that out.
So BMW 3, BMW 4 Series, the 5 Series, the X1, the X2, the X3, the X5 are all on that. They don't have the is it the Z4, the little convertible? I'm not a big fan of
Oh, but Six is the rental car company. So is it offered
well,
through Six or BMW?
BMW car subscription from Six.
From
Yeah, is ultimate luxury defined. So let me go see if BMW got one that just directly with BMW. Let me see. Let's go to their website. Oh, and I gotta pull that up since we talking about cars.
heated seats. Oh, that car would be immediately off my list.
All right, let's see. Shopping, BMW parts, SS, lease, certified, apply, find. It's probably straight through Six,
Okay.
right? But while we're here and we're talking about cars, let me look this up real quick. Um, should have had it up. Here we go, right here. Let's get into it right here. Why don't accept? Boom and boom. Why Mercedes Benz runs on a 900 Kubernetes cluster? Why? We was in class this week for those that were in class this week. Where, like I tell you, DevSecOps is everywhere, Kubernetes is everywhere, and here we are talking about Mercedes. BMW also runs a DevSecOps and has Kubernetes as well too. But here we go. Why Mercedes Benz runs on a 900 Kubernetes cluster. The German automaker runs a massive fleet of Kubernetes clusters to support a wide range of projects around the world. For us, managing Kubernetes is not hard. The technology team behind the German automaker Mercedes Benz has spent the last 7 years building up a homegrown fleet of 900 Kubernetes clusters to support hundreds of standalone developer teams, giving the company a modern infrastructure platform. It says it's scalable and easy to manage. The automaker started dabbling with Kubernetes for application deployment in 2015 after Google open sourced the container orchestration system in 2014. Since then, Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation, the fully owned tech-focused subsidiary of Story Automaker, has developed the internal expertise to support hundreds of business unit aligned application teams with their own unique technology needs. We knew a single shared Kubernetes cluster would fit our needs. No vendor distribution fit. No vendor distribution fit our requirements, and we had engineers with expertise. Jens Erett, a DevOps engineer at Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation, said at QCOM in Europe last month, "We built a 100% free open source platform built and developed by the same DevOps team with no licensing issues or requests. Today, Mercedes-Benz is operating on a 900 on-premise." What did Tamika say? What is that key word out of that? On-premise. Because them costs would have been sky high, sky high, sky high. You couldn't have been walking around Mercedes Benz talking about I got five on it. Nope, 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 nope.
I'd be like,
Sky high,
bring that on back.
sky high. So let's get back to it. So today Mercedes Benz is operating on 900 on-premise Kubernetes clusters across four global data centers using what? What's that word?
I see OpenStack.
What you say?
I see OpenStack.
Say it in the say it for the people in the back.
OpenStack.
On-prem using OpenStack. Now people say, "Hey, Tamika, no one cares about OpenStack. We're not there. No one's using that." Oh, okay. running on version 1.23 from the end of 2021. While they may not be the biggest Kubernetes estate when compared to cloud vendors, only 10% of their organizations use more of 50% clusters. According to the CNCF survey, is also nearly 5 times larger than the Kubernetes environment of the fellow KubeCon keynote speaker CERN, which runs 210 clusters, all right, at the time of this writing. How much Kubernetes could Mercedes-Benz run? We put a lot of effort into doing things in a way where we're able to manage it. Pete Moeller, lead expert at Mercedes-Benz Innovation told InfoWorld, for us, the surrounding systems are working well if we are managing 500 clusters or 1,000 because everything is automated. If we were to add 500 more clusters, we would have to add just one more engineer. So one engineer managing 500 clusters, right? The key part of the management puzzle is the cluster API on OpenStack. Mm. A Kubernetes project, which allows the declarative cluster creation, configuration, and management, which the company recently opted for in lieu of Terraform and some other custom tools. However, as with anything in technology, it's not a perfect solution. The number of clusters is not a problem. The problem we have are more surrounding systems and sometimes OpenStack, but Kubernetes runs pretty well at scale. Changing the culture. Each of the several hundred applications teams across Mercedes-Benz now have the option of requesting its own Kubernetes cluster via an automated process using a set of homegrown tools built and managed by Muller's team at Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation. The result is typically a pre-provisioned production cluster, as well as smaller staging and dev clusters within hours or even minutes of making the request. From an organizational perspective, 5 or 6 years ago, DevOps was the new kid on the block. Everyone was talking about you build it, you run it. As a provider of a shared platform, that means each application team within Mercedes gets its own Kubernetes cluster. Georg Schuler, a team lead at Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation, told InfoWorld, "Our goal is to provide a ecosystem and get empowered applications teams." He added that the ecosystem is underpinned by principles of self-service and being API driven. The estate is managed by not one but five separate platform teams. Two of these make up combined team of around a dozen engineers who focus slowly on Kubernetes as a service. Then there are platform teams responsible for database as a service, logging and monitoring as a service, and container security, including runtime, registry, and image scanning. Right. So here go platform teams. So they talk about internal platform teams here. So I want to get rid of that and that. Got rid of that. That's the FTX stuff. But I want to come here. So OpenStack. Diane Mueller is still the head over there. I've actually been in talks with her for 2 years now. We just keep missing each other because once conferences start rolling, it's on and popping. So, um, in Vancouver, June 13th to the 15th, we there would be the Open Infra conference. Why am I mentioning this now? I'm mentioning this now so that you can look and see if they got scholarships. You can also look to see if you can go or whatnot. Find out what OpenShift and OpenStack is, who's using it, how they're using it, and so forth. Again, your telcos are running OpenStack and OpenShift. If you're looking at your places like Verizon, like I don't know why people haven't even looked at working at Verizon. Verizon has a huge tech stack. Um, so there's um, so does your T-Mobile. Another place on the tech side where you can where you can go find jobs at. All right. Your AT&T's, the Spectrums, all those places have, 9 times out of 10, they have Linux as their baseline. And they also are doing CI/CD and doing deployments, more than likely, right? So let's look at events here. Open Infrastructure Summit in Vancouver in 2023. It's going to be at the Vancouver Convention Center. But along with that, go to YouTube and type in Open Infra, which I've shown you all before. And here's the Open Infra Foundation, right? And here's the videos where they start distributing OpenStack architecture and BGP, bare metal Kubernetes, and research. OpenStack is blooming. OpenStack Summit in Berlin, OpenVPN, Open Edge Computing Group, using open source DEX, federated Open ID, Exosphere, and which brings me to this one: robots are coming, and so forth. But I have this here because I've been pre-warning you all about. I knew that this was coming. I just didn't know exactly when this was gonna hit. But let's pull this over.
Rust has had a busy time taking over operating systems. Last year was Android, this year the Linux kernel. Now, Google is working on a new operating system focused on embedded systems, written in Rust, Kata OS. So, what is Kata OS, and can it be your next desktop OS? Probably not. The main focus of Kata OS will be embedded systems, especially those that make use of machine learning applications. Think of that smart speaker at home
All right, so I'm gonna start right now, and then we'll finish it off. But what I've been preaching to you all about, that Golang, Rust, Python, like Rust is your next up and coming. Those that are, and you see this with the blockchain and Web3 industry, Rust is going into the kernel. Those that understand Rust, those that understand how operating systems work and embedded systems work, edge computing, 20 years. Want to work for 20 years? That's where you're at. If you understand edge computing, distributed computing, 20 years. You want to eat like a fat cat? 20 years. You want to be able to go out and get you that plane? You want to go buy whatever it is? I'm giving it to you. That's where it's at. Right? So you can sit on the sideline and come here every week and be like, what we're going to talk about? Or you can execute. I'd rather see you execute. I'd rather see you posting on Twitter, LinkedIn, hey, Tam, Women in Linux told us about this. I executed. Hey, Women in Linux told us to go get us, put some money up, let my money make some money. I don't care if you're like if you can make $1 a day compounded over a year, boom. Right? It says, Tam, do you teach distributed systems? We talk about Kubernetes. I talk about Kubernetes. I talk about distributed systems. We're gonna get into a little something after this one here. Another conference that I think everybody should be looking at, going to. Shout out to those that went to Afrotech, KubeCon, Hashi, and so forth. I didn't get a chance to make it. I was executing. I was executing.
True.
I was executing. All right, let's get back to it.
Used to turn on the lights or control the air conditioning. These speakers process voice commands in the form of raw audio data, use pattern recognition to determine what words are spoken, and activate smart home devices based on that input. Or think of a self-driving car which records its surroundings, uses pattern recognition to make out obstacles and road markings, and steers itself accordingly. More and more devices are being powered by embedded machine learning, also known as TinyML. from smart homes to self-driving cars. With all the sensitive data these devices collect and process, it's important for them to be secure from attack. The last thing you want is your malware-infected smart fridge spying on your unhealthy eating habits and relaying that data to a malicious actor. This is becoming a common occurrence. There were 1.5 billion attacks on smart home devices in the first half of 2021 alone. Even a smart light bulb can become a vulnerable endpoint, allowing attackers to hack into a home network and steal sensitive data. Internet-connected devices are also vulnerable to malware that enables them to be remotely controlled and used to create trouble. In 2016, attackers used malware to control an estimated 100,000 internet-connected devices and launched a DDoS attack against a large DNS provider, taking down major websites in the US and Europe for hours. It's not hard to imagine how self-driving cars can be similarly commandeered to cause significant disruption or even loss of life. The idea behind CautoOS is that these critical systems need to be secure from attack beyond doubt. The team at Google Research thinks that security for embedded devices is an afterthought today and wants these devices to run an operating system that is completely secure from malicious software. CautoOS is special because you can prove mathematically that it is logically impossible for applications to breach the OS's security safeguards. How is this possible? CautoOS is built on top of SCL4, a general-purpose microkernel that is mathematically proven to be secure without compromising on performance. This is achieved by providing isolation between applications running on the machine so that a breach in one part of the system won't affect more critical parts of the system. A project sponsored by the US Department of Defense has actually used SCL4 to protect an autonomous helicopter from cyber attacks. Another way CautoOS achieves a high level of security is by being written in Rust. Operating systems used to be written exclusively in low-level languages like C and C++, which provide developer control over memory allocation. While this is necessary for developers working with something like an OS, it enables them to shoot themselves and many users in the foot. Rust is a systems language, but with high-level features that eliminate an entire class of memory bugs that have been blamed for 70% of all security bugs at Microsoft. If you need to write software that is both performant and secure, as CautoOS aims to be, you would write it in Rust. Note that the team behind CautoOS has open-sourced a Rust SCL4 framework, so if you fancy building your own super secure operating system, you can give it a go. Of course, security requires an approach that spans the whole system, not just the OS. A secure hardware platform matters too, as well as the humans using the system. That said, internet-connected devices are often produced quickly without much regard for security, and these devices are used even by the least technical people. CautoOS is designed to be secure under reasonable use, even by users that are not technically proficient. It's a big step forward for security. CautoOS is also an interesting use case for Rust. Rust is uniquely positioned for CautoOS's security requirements. This is a powerful testament to Rust's potential as a safe systems language and to its exciting future. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for weekly Rust content.
All right, so I wanted to bring that to your attention because again, I keep telling you about these embedded devices. Like that's gonna continue to be a thing. Edge computing is a thing. Edge computing, fog computing is a real thing. You're already living in it. You said, what's my experience with Rust? We were doing Rust classes on Sundays. We then we just everybody life happens, things happen, so I stopped. It's not the fact I stopped on purpose. With just life happens. Do I think it's a steep learning curve? I think any programming language is a steep learning curve if you've never seen it before. If you don't know the basics of programming, right? And when I say the basics of programming, know what a variable is, know how to read a file, know how to open a file, know how to add, know how to multiply, know how to add, subtract, know how to make a calculator, know how to read from standard in, know how to output stuff to a terminal, how to output something to a file. I think those are your basic things in any programming language that you're going to need to have to do, right? And then you add in another layer of complexity is how to use the different structures within that language, whether it's an array or list or map, or tuple or stack or queue. Those things come into play. Then we take it one step further, and you start looking at algorithms and how do algorithms work and so forth, right? How do you write, like with the S3, right, from Amazon, writing the actual programming language that for S3, and then getting it to do what it needs to do, right? So how do you create a database in how do you create a, just think about it this way, how do you create a database in Python? How do you create a database in C++? You're going to build up to those things, but I think starting out, just knowing what the programming language is and then knowing how it functions is my thought process, right? So if you look at Rust and you look at the beginning of Rust and you start talking about, okay, well, okay, what is Rust? How do I install it? Right? And then what are the basic fundamentals about what makes Rust different from C or C++ or any other of the embedded OSs, right? And then building up your knowledge from there. Like you move from here with just the basic fundamentals of what the differences are, what is a crate, how do I import stuff? Like those are the basic fundamentals that I think everybody should have of any programming language, right? C in, C out, echo, print, standard in, standard out. Those are just like basics I think you should know of any programming language. And then once you get like some fundamentals behind programming languages, I think other programming languages are easier to pick up, right? It's my thought process. Someone may feel different, but that's just what I've seen from me just looking at it. It's just like I guess you can look at it like this too. Learning French and then learning Japanese. I took French in high school, took Japanese in college. Learning how to learn is so super important when we're talking about this. Like how do you study? What are you using? How much time you're putting into it? All matters. That all matters. Yeah, Rust. I mean, Rust can be daunting if you never ever in your life opened up a terminal and then took the time on a Windows box, Linux, or Windows, Linux, or Mac and said, "Okay, I'm going to install this package." And then from there, once I get it installed, what I need to do? What is an IDE? What is, like understanding like what's an IDE? A lot of people don't even know what IntelliJ is, or Eclipse IDE, or Visual Studio Code, or Visual Studio, or Visual Studio Code, and that Xcode on your Mac. What do these things give me? Why do I need them? What is the purpose of them? Right? um how do I even install the package on the different platforms that I'm working with, right? So those are little things and nuances that I think that everybody should know, uh just in tech in general, just in general, just have that knowledge. Oh, okay, you working in that, okay, got it. So that's what I think, right? Somebody had asked a question, can you create a database in Python or link it to a database with Python? Yep. Scroll up. See, have you seen the Python energy consumption comparison? That is a problem. I've seen, I hear talks about Python all the time, right? People said C++ was going to go away, but here we are. Then people for Web3 are hiring quant engineers who know C++, and they're hiring them at $1 million and $2 million a pop for a job, right? What do you start from scratch? I say go to exorcism.org. Sounds hellacious, but exorcism .org. I'll start there, or you can go to Udemy, or you can go to any of the programming platforms and start there. But I particularly like this platform because it does give you the interface and it does give you all the different languages. So if you want to come in and you're like, I want to learn F sharp or Fortran or Go or Haskell, they have the exercises for you. You want to learn Kotlin, it's right there. You want to learn assembly, it's right there. OCaml, they have all the languages right there for you. But there are other places that you can go and learn those things too. So it's really on you on how you see yourself on that one. Let me see. Yeah, you can join Women in Lynch. We got to figure out a good time, and I also want some other people to give their perspective on women in Linux in term not women in Linux, but in terms of programming on Sundays. Like, so I want different people teaching so that not just because I want to break, because I want to make sure that you understand the concepts and you know what it is that you're doing, right? I feel like the only way you know something is when you can take what you have done and present it back to others. And that's why the on the first show about the monthly breakdown of things is so important, is so that you can learn, like, hey, I looked this up, I didn't know what it meant, and here's what a website I went to and I got in touch with X, Y, and Z, and they helped me figure this out, right? But that's just my thoughts, right? People may feel uncomfortable with teaching and so forth, but let me say this: if you're on a team, if you're on any type of team, you're going to have to create design docs. You're going to have to create, you're going to have to present and state your claim as to why we should be doing something, or what should we be doing, or what direction you think we should be going, the pros and the cons of those things. So I'm actually probably going to start this next year. I haven't decided on how I want to incorporate this, but doing design docs for your project. So to tech. So writing a technical design doc, it's you'll find a lot of teams prefer that way. For you to write a technical design doc, like, why do you think we need to move from why do you think we need to move from AWS to GCP? What benefits does it gain us to do that? What are we missing out of AWS that we're not gonna that what are we missing out of AWS that we're gonna get in GCP, or vice versa? Or why should we stop using Python and convert all our code to Rust? Like, what's the reason for that, right? Those are things that you're gonna have to put thought into, give an abstract about it, why, weigh the pros and cons, do your research and give a strong argument, and even a time estimate on how much time you think it's gonna take to do something, right? But again, this is getting you into the rhythm and the thought process of how to present your ideas. That's the whole point of having the meetup. The whole point of the meetup is not for you to come listen to me talk every week. The whole point of the meetup is to get a multitude of things, from how do you set up a Linux box? How would you show someone who don't even know what Linux is, how would you explain to them what Linux is? How would you explain to someone where are the different use cases where Linux is being used? How would you explain to someone where we just in this Mercedes Benz is a prime example of, they're not even in the cloud. They're all on prem in a data center using OpenStack. And you would think someone like Mercedes-Benz would be in the cloud, but they got 900 Kubernetes clusters. You know how much that would cost? The actual storage behind that, what they're doing, how to, what I'm saying? So when you start taking into consideration the cost, sometimes it may not be good to be in the cloud. Sometimes it may be just better for you to run your own data center, right? Think about the other flip side of this right here. I could control the data in my data center versus I'm in the cloud sitting with someone else on a server that is shared by other people, which is a potential security risk. But here's an even deeper part than that: machine failures. They could be sitting in there with a machine that's about to fail, and they got to migrate a workload which could stop X, Y, and Z in production, right? So when you're looking at these different jobs, again, like I said before, not everybody is in the cloud, but having the basics of understanding how the cloud works and how on-prem machine works is very valuable. If you understand networking, if you understand security, container security, containers, how to program something, whether in Bash, Python, or Rust or Golang, how to even is going as far as even understanding Kubernetes, and then sidecars and storage and private virtual PVCs, virtual claims, right? When we're working with storage and volume mounts and volume paths and the whole nine, all that knowledge matters, and all that knowledge should be paid for as well too. I'm not saying do the work for free. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying is look at what's around you in terms of your everyday products. Um, when I say your everyday products, your Clorox. You think Clorox doesn't have an IT department? You think Walmart Labs has an IT department. Target has an IT security department. They all have IT. They all have security. The question is, what skills do you have, and what skills are you going after in your future in order to make things happen, right? So, with that being said, I want let me. I know we still got to do the giveaway. Give me a minute here. It's a $500 giveaway. I wanted to go this article um that I found interesting, and because we still got some other stuff to cover. But I found this article interesting right here. It says the only business idea you need, um, the only business idea you need, the only business idea you need to start making money. Oh, stop. The only business idea you need to start making money. Start a business with the skills you already have without a fancy website or these pop ups, actually, without a fancy website or complicated marketing tactics. So I talk about this every week. I talk about what type of skill sets do you have, and can your skill sets that you have make you money? And if your skill sets that you have now can't make you the money that you need, what are you going to do to acquire those skill sets? That's why I did the giveaway last week. I did the giveaway last week because I want you to go get the skill sets. I want you to be confident in who you are. I want you to walk out there and be able to, like, oh yeah, I know about Terraform plan and apply. I know how to set up an array in Terraform. I know how to do a for loop in Terraform. I know how to read. I know how to read modules. I know what a module is. I know how to read a YAML file. I know how to install Kubernetes. I know how to get it set up and running and do the networking and set up the databases and so forth. Oh yeah, I understand OpenShift. Yeah, I understand OpenStack. Yep, I understand how to get things going. Oh yeah, you want me to write that in Rust? No problem. Oh, you want me to do this in Golang? No problem. I want you to be able to be hop in and out of lanes that you want to hop in and out of, not because they laid you off and they laid off 11,000 or 10,000 people, and now you don't have no skills that translate to another job at another company. And you don't even understand how those skills translate into another job, into another company. You go to this other company with some skills, you acquire some skills over there You don't make the same amount of money that you was before. You take a hit, you got to wait 2 or 3 years to get back to the money that you was at. And then and then on top of that, inflation keeps happening, right? Your family took a hit, so you got some negative dings on your credit, or you know what I'm saying, you weren't able to stack and save, your money didn't make no money, you ain't doing what you were supposed to do. Now you back like you was fresh out of college, or you never went to college, and you're back where you was when you first started in tech, and now you stuck. Make sure y'all get them lights up too, right? Make sure you get the lights up. Don't be stingy with your likes. I'm not stingy with my time and my sharing with you, so don't be stingy with me, right? I'm not stingy with you. Don't be stingy with me. That's all it is. It's give and take. You give by liking, I give you in return, right? All right. So let's get into this article, and let's go from there. All right. So if you do a Google search for business idea, you'll quickly get overwhelmed and confused by the number of articles offering numerous random suggestions. And while some of the ideas may be inspiring, they also miss the most obvious, the easiest way to generate revenue as an entrepreneur. Become a professional service provider based on your skills you already have. Think you can think you can't do it, think again. Because if you ever excel and enjoy any job related task, you can sell the service to organizations and individuals. Following this process helps you avoid any risks associated with entrepreneurship. It helps you avoid the imposter syndrome by doing something you know you're good at. And since you've been paid for them since you've been paid for them in the past, you know there's a market for your services. So for those of you that are really good at security or DevSecOps on the side, I would be expecting you to have some type of business on doing what you do every day at work. In fact, D, we had this conversation yesterday with Evan, doing what he loves to do. Right? Evan is my car guy, and we were talking about how does he enjoy it, and he's like he had a business. He had his own car business basically, where he would he fixes up cars. When I say he fixes up stage one, stage two, put in new exhausts, whatever the case may be. He had his own business for that. And one of the things he said yesterday, he said, I make more money doing that, but he also loses time, right? The time that he loses is time with his family and things that are important to him, because he's not off on Saturday and Sunday, right? He's not able to take a break just because he wanted to take a break.
It's 24/7.
Right.
You learn about the business, the behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and then you're making sure you control every aspect of that, and can't really trust people to hand off certain things too.
Right.
You're like, oh no.
Right. And the other part of that too is not just the time. You don't get a chance to see what else the industry is doing because you don't have the time. So you can't really keep up because you're so focused on the business and the employees and so forth and so on. You can't do other things, right? So it's a trade-off. And what I'm simply saying to you is the trade-off, if you're gonna work for somebody, right? You're gonna First off, you're gonna always be working for somebody. Even if you have your own business, you're working for customers, and if you got employees, you're working for them. Let's keep it 1,000, right? So what I'm saying is this: if y'all gonna come here every week, and you're gonna get up and go to work every single day, and you're gonna do these things, make sure you do these things and understand the skill sets that you have. And I've said this before, you are a business. If this don't I don't know how many times your skills are a business. You are the business. Your skill sets are the business. So when you're like, oh, I need to get X, Y, and Z, well, you may go get a second job, but the second job you get may be a 1099. Well, you're doing a consulting gig where you're consulting people on how they should move and what they should do. Everybody always complain about everybody got a coaching business or something or whatever. But you gonna complain when Red Hat is offering a learning subscription and it started at $5,000 and it go no, it actually started $6,000 and it'll go up to $8,000. You're not complaining when Coursera and Udemy and edX and everybody else got a subscription model. Hell, BMW got a subscription model. Mercedes got a subscription model. All these other places got subscription models, but anytime somebody else come up with something, huh, they're trying to get my money. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, damn it. Yes, they are trying to get your money in exchange for knowledge. I've put in work to build this knowledge portal for you. You do have to pay for this knowledge portal. And yes, we're trying to show you where you need to go. Yes. Yes. Like the little boy that was washing dishes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes. All right. All right. So let's get back to it. He says, so stop looking externally for business ideas. Everything you need to start a business is already within you. Here's a 3-step process. Determine your zone of genius. It's time to get paid. And the first time is to determine your zone of genius, which are tasks you feel qualified to perform and enjoy. This term comes from the book The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And I'll walk you through the process of discovering your own. Let's go here. We'll start with a basic understanding of various zones of competence. Incompetence, you're not good at these things and don't want to be, meaning you have no interest. Competence, you can perform these tasks, but others can do it just as well. Excellence, you can perform these activities extremely well, but it may not be as rewarding as you would like to be. Genius, these are the activities you enjoy and want to keep developing. You could talk about them for hours and never get bored. This is the service you'll offer to clients. Dion, what is your genius? And drop in the chat, all, what do you think your genius is? I'm going to read it again. These are activities you enjoy and want to keep developing. You could talk about them for hours and never get bored. This is the service you offer to clients. What service are you offering to clients? If OnlyFans is your thing, let it be. Drop it in the chat. Let it be. Let it rain. D, what is your genius?
What is my genius? You tell me my genius.
The devil is in the details. I think your genius is paperwork and discovery and research. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I think your I think you put in a lot of effort to, and sometimes to your own discredit.
Detriment.
Yeah.
It's one of those double-edged swords because
Yeah.
you can get paralysis of analysis with it. However, I like systems. Like I like automating.
I know you like systems, but I don't think you enjoy systems as much as research.
But that's part of creating the system, right? Is
Okay.
what is the best system for the vision.
Okay.
So that's a part of that. Research is a component with that, but I like building systems to and it's like I guess it's like I don't know what a reverse puzzle is, because you give me a vision and I like soon as you tell me something, a vision, like you're just smalling out, my brain automatically breaks it down into smaller chunks on how can we get this done. And I can go into any industry and do it, because at the end of the day, it's business, right? Business, the bare bones of business is business. when it comes to paperwork. That's why it looks easy, because I've done it for so long. But when it comes to, okay, what is going to be the best system to get this up and running and quickly? And is it something? So it's analysis, really. Because I go in there and I find it and I'm like, well, is it something that we could do, or what? Let me break it out in sizable chunks so that we can get this digested.
Yeah, systematizing things. Yep. And we got some people that came in and dropped in. Don said fitness. Natasha said research. Mashana said creative writing and love. When you say creative writing, are you saying creative writing that you love, or love is something that you are good at, or that's your genius? Heather G, you said music. Which type of music? Is it just is it just music in general? Is it the sounds of music? Is it, what is it about music? Tracy, you said researcher, and Natasha, you said research, but is that research on anything, or is there a particular topic in which you like to research? Love is something that you're good at. I ain't mad at you. Let's talk critical thinking, excessive diagnosis. Okay, all right, I get that. So D, what do you have for me? What is my genius? And y'all put in the chat what you think my genius is. Say Tam's genius is, so we know that's what you're talking about. I'm open to critique. It's all good.
What is your genius? Um, Being that I get a different view of, different perspective of you work and play and business and stuff. Um, you definitely are a researcher. Like, when you want to find out something, you'll go dig in. Like, you're going to go dig in. You're going to pay for a class. You practice what you preach, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, your ability to research something, retain that information, and recite it and teach people on it and get people excited about it, I think that's your superpower.
Okay.
Because even though and even though people might not understand, we're on this journey together.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning along the way as well, and this is how this show, this is how you absorb the information. You read it and you want to talk about it, you want to teach it, you want to share what you've learned to it, and then it just brings all these other pieces. Now, the visions and all of these long range plans, I don't think people really understand it. But sometimes it's one of those things where, like, because you're always absorbing information, it's that double-edged sword where it's like, rest yourself. Like, rest your brain. Like, you're falling asleep with the tablet and pick it up and just keep going. Like, turn, just rest.
There's never no turn off.
Just rest.
Droid.
Rest yourself. Rest your soul. And you'd be like, why am I so tired? Well, what time did you go to bed? Like, don't even go to bed with the tablet. Like, you don't need any device. As soon as that tablet dies, it's the phone.
Nah, the phone don't excite me. The phone, I be
but I'm just saying, if that tablet dies,
that phone, I be like, ugh, why do y'all like this thing?
But that phone in the car, yes.
Let's see. All right, so let's see. We got some coming in. Let's go up. Okay, Natasha Stevens, you say Tam Genius is thinking outside the box. I agree with that, but the detriment of that is it'd be too outside the box for some people. And so then it's like, you gotta go. I have to do more research on top of the research that I already did, so I can bring it and tie it back into people. So I agree with that, but I think it's the research. I think my genius is taking what I research and relating it to people on different levels. That makes sense.
Yeah. But what's so funny about it is, like, when you tell me idea and I really don't, I need some more bits and pieces, and I don't get it, you be a little bit sad
I do.
because we're usually just here. You be like, why she don't get it?
Yeah,
Like
because you don't because when you don't get it, that means I didn't do enough research on it, and I'm not breaking it down properly enough for you to get it. So I need to go back
but
to the
that's not
drawing board.
necessarily true because
But
I got the concept.
that's what
However,
I'm saying.
oh, that's how you
that's how
are.
I'm taking it. Like, oh,
Okay,
I didn't break it down enough for you to understand it. So I need to go back to the drawing board and take the information that I have and create it into a vision or something that you can understand. So here's
a
a prime
verbal vision.
yeah, so here's a prime
Okay,
example. So this week we were talking about Kubernetes, and the smallest unit of Kubernetes is a pod. And everybody was like, okay, yeah, a pod. So that's the smallest unit. But a pod can hold containers. So my relation to that is take the pod and imagine the pod as a glass and then put ice cubes inside of the glass. That is what a pod is. So the glass represents a pod, and then the ice cubes represent the containers within a pod. So that visual, now you're like, oh, I got it. I understand what a pod is. And then the pod can hold the containers or the ice cubes. In this case, the glass holds the ice cubes, or the cup holds the ice cubes inside of that. That is that was my vision of that. So I'm like, when I'm looking at it, like, how do I tell somebody what the smallest unit is of a Kubernetes cluster? That was my relation. But given that vision, now anybody who's ever had a cup or glass and had ice cubes in them, they know exactly what that is. So that was that's what I mean by my what I'm saying does not compute to you, meaning I haven't done enough research where I can take it and make it a vision, so something that you can see and relate to.
yeah, and I think you explained it well enough. However, you referenced a video or something that I hadn't seen that you had thought you had sent to me. And so when I saw something and I was like, okay, is this it? And I sent it to you. You was like, that's what I was talking about. So I was able to interpret it. But sometimes because of the way my brain thinks, I'm just like, how 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 is that working? Like how are people going to pull up? Because again, my brain breaks it down in increments. So it's just like, okay. And just so happened after you told me that vision, everything I saw, the Airbnb, the invisible house on like a reality TV show, and just these different types of pods and all that other type of stuff, they just start coming into, and I was like, okay, I see that. But now it's okay, how do we create that experience around that? Because that's where I'm at,
Oh man,
because there's still that
I think that
creative marketing piece.
oh yeah, I
Because
think
I'm
that
like, how
experience
do
is
we
easy.
my goal and my go-to always, because like you said, we work for somebody. So my brain is automatically as how do we build a demand for that? Like, what is the experience? Because I have a customer experience background, like B2B, B2C. Like, I'm always, what do they need? What are the feels that are going there? What is the story?
Can I say it? Can I talk about it?
Sure.
Hold on, we're gonna talk about it in a minute. All right. The next one was Tam's genius is research, thinker, knowledge, and gathering and leadership. I agree with that. Tam is futuristic. She is able to digest past and present info and see patterns that are likely to play out in the future. I totally agree with
I
that.
like that one.
I agree with that. Complicated subjects, yes, and breaking it down to basic terms. I agree with that. Insightful. Willingness to learn, apply, deep communication, listening, and observing in the small and big things. Uh, you this is funny you say this, Kanju or Kanjo, that natural teacher and motivator. I just don't see myself as a teacher, even though I do women in Linux every week. I just don't see myself as a teacher. Maybe that's my blind side, my fault.
But and also when people like a lot of people said that you're a leader, but in like positions, they'll say you need more leadership experience.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, and then it's like, wait a minute, because I hear the conversations and I'm just like, so you got passed up again for that? Like, I'm more frustrated than you are.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm also the mindset like, do I really want to lead at this company? Uh, I'm also the mindset of, if I'm leading at your company, how can I lead my own? Right? I'm leading at your company, which is gonna take away from my leadership. That's just my thought process. No, I know it sounds backwards, but that's just
But it's also time and responsibility. Like when we talk about this, like, do I just want to be a high paid employee so that I can do what I want to do in my own time and not be tied down in this? Like, I don't want to manage you. I don't want to look at your schedule. I don't care what you're doing. I'm just showing up like the rest of the team to do what I need to do. And then all of that energy that you're telling me that I'm not doing, I'm putting that in my own thing because it yields different results for me.
yep. So my gift to you all today is, I want you all to at least spend time on finding out what your genius is, right? And then I often do this: take that genius, that skill set, and come up at least with, I say, 3 to 5 different ways you can make money off of that. And when you start looking at yourself as a business, and you start looking at that, and you start looking at yourself with that, I'm like, what's the sun line? Wait till I get my money right. You can't tell me nothing, right? Because now you understand fully who you are and what your skills are, and then you look for gaps. Of course, you look for gaps on where you can improve that, right? All right. So the next part of this article was this part right here. Let me do this so that can go away. So the Big Leap is the name of the book, and the way they got it broken down, of course they got it broken down into zones: the zone of excellence, the zone of genius, the zone of competence, and the zone of incompetence. And why am I keep talking about this particular article, and how does this tie into everything that I've been talking about? I'm trying to get you to understand who you are, your leadership abilities. And remember, everybody don't lead 20, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. You may lead two. You may lead two people. You may be on your team and you may have a team lead and you lead your team lead. Like, it's just what it is. But what I want you to tap into and have the ability to tap into is your entrepreneur and your leadership and your 10 to 20 plan, right? Your 10, 20 year plan on how your skills you have now, and they're going to last 10 to 20 years, right? We did the talk with Robert Smith, right? Where he was talking about 50 years. I'm just trying to do 10 or 20. He's talking 50, right? And so when we come here every week, I hope you're executing on what we're presenting to you. I think we should probably start. D, put this on the back list. For the first show and this show, put this on the list for 2023. We're gonna start have accountability sessions. And partner people up and have accountability sessions. Um, and it's not to see that to shame you. That's not the goal. The goal here is, we want to have, I want you to have accountability of your plan and you're on your path, and somebody you can talk to, relate to, that's that ain't gonna tear you down because you wanted to go after this house that's 2 million and you want all your family to live in it for 2 million. All right. I want you to have that thought process, right? Um, and I think in tech, um, there is it get you get lost. Let me say it this way: you get lost because 9 times out of 10, you are one of you're the only black woman or the only black man on the team. You really don't really relate to nobody else. You don't have nobody in your immediate circle that you can relate to, right? And everybody is like, yo, well, you can relate to Jim over there. Well, not really, because Jim is going through something and Jim don't take showers. So I ain't rocking with Jim like that. But what I'm simply saying is this: irrelevant of what your color is or your race or your nationality or your religion or whatever it is, whatever adjective stipulation you want to put on it. I think having an accountability partner or a set of accountability partners help you move the needle forward in your life, right? Where you're like, okay, on December the 16th, we should have at least read the first 5 chapters of this book. You ain't got that? You ain't did that? Oh, okay. Well, what's been holding us up from that? And I understand life happens, but I'm just saying, like having the ability to have someone else be like, okay, well, you read it, I didn't. At least give me, yeah, at least could give me a summary of what of it, and then go that. So that's all that. The name of the book is called The Big Leap. All right, so let's get back to it. All right, so listen, look at this. Look how it's laid out. So it's the best use of time. I mean, the best use of time goes up, and then talent goes this way, right? So, and we should probably get this book. And this was came out in 2009. This book, The Big Leap, came out in 2009. It says next up on the spreadsheet is in the column E. Jot down all the organizations you've worked at. Once you have completed that, write down all the major tasks and activities you performed at each organization in column F. Column E and column F. Did I miss one? Let me see. Oh no, I did it. I didn't miss one. Column E and column F. So hold on. Let me open up this spreadsheet. So on this spreadsheet, he's got column E and column F. And let me get out of this mode here so I can go back to the screen. All right, so you'll leverage this column E and column F. My laptop's about to die. Get some power. And the article, that's test design, where we go, infrastructure, Delta, where am I at? Did I lose it? I did. I'm gonna have to open it up. I lost it. Where'd you go? Are you behind me here? No. Okay. That's awesome. Let me go back to the article. All right. Right here. Yeah, oh, you know what? When I opened up that spreadsheet, it probably didn't link. It probably went from there to that Excel sheet and didn't link. That's probably what that is. All right. So on that spreadsheet, and the link is in that spreadsheet. Let me go back to it. Imposter syndrome. Right here, column E, column F, start with the pop up. I got one more pop up on here. It says on column E, jot down all the organizations you worked at. Once you've completed that, write down all the major tasks. And you can do this in a mind map. Activities you perform. This also includes tools and processes involved with each role. And you could probably lift most of this information from your resume or LinkedIn, right? Now it's time to assign all these tasks and activities to various zones of competence. You'll want to be extremely honest with yourself here. In most cases, you should have a handful of activities in your zone of genius, a few more in your zone of el- el- excellence, excellence, and even more in your remaining zones. You can also see this example from the work from your worksheet below. So, genius, Facebook ads, explaining complex topics, campaign strategy, excellence, budgeting, Google Ads, analyzing data structure and campaign structure. Then it says, based on the example above, this person could become a consultant who helps organizations plan their Facebook ads. We'll go deeper into potential service offerings next. Determine the specific services you'll sell. Now that you identified these skills, you want to monetize, right? It's time to create services based on these skills. I created the action business ideation model to help quickly determine which services you'd like to offer. Action equals to audits, consulting, training, implementation, ongoing retainers, and new opportunities. It's called the action business ideation model. Audits, consulting, training, implementation, ongoing retainers, and new opportunities. Audits. These can be scary if we're talking about your taxes, but they're extremely beneficial if you provide them a service to organizations or individuals. Based on your zone of genius, this is a step-by-step approach you'll use to analyze a company or process. Your main goal here is to identify areas of improvement or opportunity. And you can actually use this at work right now. You can actually use this at your job right now if you needed to. Need help creating your audit? There's a link there. Consulting. This involves providing your opinions, analysis, and recommendations to organizations or individuals based on your own expertise, your own experience. Fortunately you can use the same process that you already created for your audit. Training. You'll help individuals or organizations develop specific skills needed to perform their job. This is different from consulting, but it's somewhat related. Maybe during your audit or consulting, you discovered they need to start leveraging a new process, but they don't currently know how to, and that's where you come in to provide training, right? Implementation. This is where you help your clients implement the tools or the teams needed to achieve their goals. It could be onboarding a new tool or even selecting the right vendor to partner with. Now I'm gonna say this. This is also where you may partner with another company. Say you are very good at deploying Kubernetes to any cloud, but you're really good at it with GCP or AWS or whatever. You yourself could partner with GCP as a company, take the trainings and so forth, and now you become a consultant with these certifications that can help someone as well. But not only that, you also have real world experience on helping them overcome this hump. Maybe you don't start out at, you know, the 200, 300, 400, $500 an hour. Maybe you start out with at $50 an hour or 150 an hour, right? It depends on how much work is going to be involved. And then some people don't do hourly. Some people don't charge people by the hourly concept. Some people charge them by the amount of work that's going to take to do it. So instead of you charging somebody by 100 an hour, you may charge somebody $10,000 to do the work. But you better make sure that you do the audit and do the detailed work on how much that work is going to actually entail, so that you're not underpaying yourself. Instead of it being $10,000 worth of work, you spent $20,000 and you just getting $10,000 pay. You shortchanged yourself, right? So, one of my favorite ways to make money with retainers is you continue to provide advice and services based on the area of expertise, but you may not have a specific project you're working on. You just dare to answer questions whenever they rise. I strongly recommend offering retainers at the end of the project so you can continue generating revenue for your clients. New opportunities by design. This is the most flexible part of the model. What ideas can you come up with based on the organization that their goals and creative ways you can help them reach their desired outcome? I'll give you an example. I make educational videos focused on entrepreneurship for one of my business partners, but I recently pitched them on a new opportunity, which is setting up an accountability program. I hadn't read this article, just saying, an accountability program for all their program participants. This is aligned with my previous work and their mission so that they were receptive to the idea. So that's the action business ideation model. You can pick up one of these. You can pick one or all of these, but I highly recommend offering audits since it establishes the baseline for all your other business services, all your other service offerings. It says next up, we'll talk about promoting your business. All right. Ask your network to spread the word around, right? 10 to 20 people, give a little pitch. You got to perfect your pitch. Let me look it up here. Let me get back. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Let me look this up. I'm looking for a word. I'm looking for WIFM, but I'm looking for the acronym of which WIFM stands for. You remember what it stands for, D?
No, what are you saying?
WIFM.
With them. WIFFUM?
It is from Black Card.
Mm.
Let me look it up. Hold on. It's in the pitch. Ew, how here we go. This is how I can search. Hold on. I know I'm spelling it all wrong. Maybe
Okay.
with them. Uh,
And it's WIFUM?
I think it may be with them. I can't. I don't see where it's at. Let me look it up here. It's your with them. Mm, I found it in pitching. Yeah, you're with them.
I'm in the Slack now. And you know I'm terrible with acronyms. So
I'm looking for what it stands for. I forget. But this is okay. So this is one of the things where you gotta perfect your pitch, right? And the marketing side of this is part of that. Where you're going to people gonna ask what you do. You only got probably a good hot 10 seconds, 30 seconds to show and prove what you do so they know what you do from beginning to end. And that with them, and I gotta look and make sure I got the right acronym. Um
now you got me curious.
I think it may be with them or with them. I try to look it up again. No, I think it's with them. When I find it, it'll come to me. I gotta think of the acronym off the top of my head. I don't remember off the top of my head. But in short, um, I hope you like this article. I'm gonna drop this article, and D can give this to you all.
I did already.
Oh, you gave him the article? Okay.
Yeah. I'm kinda fantastic. Kinda on it.
All right. Before we do the giveaway, if I will, before we do
This
the giveaway,
giveaway is an hour off.
silence,
See how she do me?
silence. We don't need that.
We don't need what? What are you talking
No,
about?
we don't need that. This giveaway. You just gonna go down this rabbit hole. Don't do it. refrain. Oh, you know what? It's on another one. Let me look at your face. Okay, you okay? It is on the episode before. Let me pull this up because this is one of the ones where I wanted to talk. This leads into this article. It leads into this article here. A 34-year-old makes more than 5,100 a month on passive income. Here's how she got started. Jen Glantz is an author, podcast host, and founder of Bridesmaids for Hire. In 2015, at the age of 26, she was laid off from her six-figure job as a copywriter. It felt like a major setback at the time, but looking back, it was the motivation I needed to become my own boss. Immediately after my layoff, I was asked to be a bridesmaid for two weddings, but rather than feeling stressed, I saw an opportunity. I had been a bridesmaid almost a dozen times before, and not only did I enjoy it, I was also good at it. So I posted a bridesmaid service ad on Craigslist and received over 300 inquiries. Some people had close friends who could not make their wedding day. Others needed a full service wedding planner, but some wanted help planning logistics. That's how Bridesmaids for Hire was born in 2015. After serving more than 125 weddings, I've been able to use my brand to create three passive income streams to generate $5,100 a month. Here's a closer look at each one of those income streams. Sharing products I love, passive income, 3,000 a month, blogging and newsletters. I won't go deep into these. Creating online courses, passive income, 2,000 a month. Next one, writing ebooks, $100 a month. I've written three books. My first one, All My Friends Are Engaged. That's inspired my business. Always a Bridesmaids for Hire, and finally The Bride. Um, and it says, let's see, they talk about the platform, Canva, and so forth. But she makes $5,100 a month. But again, if you look at what we just went over, she just tapped into what she was good at. She was good at being a bridesmaid, and so she created Bridesmaids for Hire. Where she may show up and be your bridesmaid, or she may help you get your wedding together, and she's gonna blog about it, and she's gonna put it out in the newsletter, and people are gonna ask her to do a service, and so forth and so on, right? But I'm just showing you, you already have skill sets that could lend you that extra 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, $3,000 a month. And you may not have to work necessarily for somebody else. You can be your own independent contractor, your own consultant, start your business and then go from there. Then take that money, you can reinvest in the business. But since you got a business, you should be using the car in that business. You should be buying the car in that business. You should be having your cell phone in that business. You should be doing all these other things in your business. So that way, as you're doing those things in your business, you're also building business credit. You're also building the brand of the business, and you're also getting new clients within that business, right? And all that came from your skill sets. Um, you can go to a boot camp and get more skill sets or in order to do these things, but I'm just trying to tell you, make sure that you're using what you got in order to get where you need to go, however that looks for you. However that looks for you. All right, D, let's do this giveaway. Told you I was going to knock that down in 3 minutes. Boom. Okay, so D, you choose this week. I chose all last week. You get to choose on this giveaway. All right. So on this giveaway, you can break this down however you want to. It's $500. That's what the total has to be. The total has to be $500.
And it's,
So
it's just one, right?
yeah, it could be one, or you can make it into multiples. It's just be easier just to do one.
Hmm.
So your opportunities. If you want to write this down, you can do one giveaway with IT Pro TV. You can also do a giveaway. You can also do a giveaway with Safari online. Let me go to IT Pro TV. Let me go personal. I'm looking for the price.
I'm doing the same thing.
I think, let me see, 60 times 12 or 40 times 12. So yeah, so you can do the standard full video library at 40 a month for IT Pro TV. You can also do, let's go Safari. Do you know that my Safari, my card is wrong, and so they they got me out of my membership, and I got to sign back up, and it's been raised $30 on my membership. I'm protesting. I'm not gonna do
Oh, I would definitely call. I'm
it.
just like, you guys are trying to get me out of my grandfathered in situation
Yeah,
with a like,
nah,
stop it.
not doing it. I won't go. Not
I
doing it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't go for that either.
Not doing it. Individuals. Let's see. Become a member. If yeah, the annual one is 500 for them.
It's not for IT Pro TV.
No, for IT Pro TV, it's probably the same because it's $40 a month. So what's that?
I mean, they said for the year it's 579.
Okay, but you could do the. Is that the $40 one a month, or that's the premium?
It just says premium for the
Yeah, that's the
year is
premium.
579, and then the standard is 379,
Okay, so
and then they have the free ski,
okay, well we can do the premium.
and then Coursera is 59 a month or 399 per year.
Okay, what about Pluralsight?
Uh, I was doing Udemy first, but I'll go there.
I'm not a fan of Udemy.
Pluralsight.
Yeah. So let's do IT Pro TV, Safari, and Pluralsight. And D gets to choose. Drop a one in the chat if you still with us.
So Pluralsight is $299 per year for their standard, and it's right now they have a special, and it's $359 per year. And you said the last one was O'Reilly, right?
Yeah, I know how much O'Reilly is, $4.99.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep it simple and do O'Reilly. You get so many other things with O'Reilly, and you get live classes and training and all that stuff. That was easy.
Okay. So we're giving away the O'Reilly subscription. Do you get to choose how you want to give it away?
I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, in other words, are you gonna pick somebody off the live? What's gonna be your basis for picking that person?
My basis for picking this person would have to be a person that attends the meetups.
What if they didn't?
Huh?
What if they didn't? Does it have to be the meetups, or does it have to be they came to the YouTube shows consistently?
I mean, but coming and implementing something is different.
Yeah, I mean, you can
But
say the
that,
same
I'll
thing to
leave it
me.
up to you, because what happens is you pick the prize and you like, well, what do they have to do? So you what is your criteria for them to win this prize that you feel is fair for some? And we're all about education and teaching people and fundamental skills. So this is a place where we learn. It's a no judgment zone.
Yeah, I'm with you, free. Don't take it if you ain't gonna use it.
Also that, because we can tell.
Don't take it if you ain't gonna use it.
Give it, let somebody that is going to use it, because you get a lot of. One thing that I like about O'Reilly, and that used to be Safari Online, pull it up, Tim,
It's up.
is that not only do you get technology books.
Oh, you know I gotta log into it.
Oh, not only do
Hey,
you get technology books, it doesn't have anything about just an
no,
over few
no,
features, do features,
I'm I'm gonna do the free account.
or just go features.
No, I'm gonna do the free right now because I can use this right, and then I have my own, and I go back to my thing. But the
Okay.
live events,
Yeah, so you get live events, you get hands-on learning, you get certification prep. So anybody that is, you curious about any of those C+ courses, the A+, the Security Plus, all that stuff, those books and training courses are in there for fundamental stuff. Live trainings are in there. You can sign up for live trainings. It's I mean, it's business books. Like we just finished talking about making a business based on your skills. You can find all type of business books in there. I mean, the way you can search, leadership, economics, it is more than just technology in there. I think if it was me and I had an option to choose between IT Pro TV, Coursera, Pluralsight, and Safari, I would probably do Safari.
so like this is a book right here. I just typed in ETF. Inside Vanguard, leadership from the company that continues to rewrite the rules of investing. It came out in October. You can hit start here, and we'll come over here, and you'll see the title. So, I mean the chapter. So, part one, opportunities, Vanguard rising. The part three is organization builders. Part four, innovating. ETFs 101 is in the appendix. All right, and they walk you through ETFs
And
leadership.
sidebar,
But
I think it still happens, but if you live in California and you have a California library card, you get O'Reilly for free. It's included in your subscription.
so for those that have an idea what they want to do, like let's go see y'all. So on demand courses, like if you want to be a cloud native engineer, a DevOps engineer, cybersecurity, or sysadmin, or a Rust developer. Let's go Rust developer. And then they have all the courses of, everything tailored for you for Rust as you go through it, right? Scrum fundamentals, Linux fundamentals, algorithms, continuous delivery, TDD, test driven deployment or development, if you want to say that too. There's test driven development and test driven deployment, right? So that's just what I use it for a lot. Hopefully with my membership deactivated, they can get rid of all my books that I had in my bookshelf. I'm gonna be mad.
How long ago did they deactivate it?
On the fifth,
Oh, so that's new. You might be in the grace period. I will call it not make a stink, but be very, very
I'm
firm.
making this thing. All right. So they also have newsletters. So I sign up and I get economy newsletters. Um Let me show you what that looks like. Um see economy newsletter. You get an idea. One just came. Look, I just got one on the fifth. But now you gonna drop my membership? Mm. Let me pull this out. I'm trying to get it where I can pull it up in a browser. But either way it go, I'll just do this. All right, so it looks like this. So they'll send out. This is just a newsletter on the economy side, right? Um, where they talk about the price of nails, which I found it interesting. Um, Nails haven't changed much since 1695. But now they're talking about what does the price of nails now look like, um, and how the price of nails could affect the economy and so forth. And parental leaning out, career and family, women's century long journey towards equity. I'm a professional dad who leaned out to support my wife's career. I posted that paper somewhere. Who's profiting from the global hunger? The problem with artificial general intelligence (AGI). Right. U.S. workers have gotten less productive, and no one is sure why. And they talk about that. So again, I just find it interesting the different takes that people have. I go research the people who write the article, what their background is, and so forth. Right? Yeah, I was paying
Do
twenty
they
nine.
have that book, A Big Leap, on there
Huh?
that you were talking about?
Yeah, I was paying $29 a month.
And then Black Friday is coming up too, so it's gonna be a lot of courses on sale.
So let's see. Let's go books. Let me see. Fight the big leap. See, leap of your life. What was the name of the guy that wrote the book?
The Big Leap. I mean, hold on, let's see.
See, it's on that article. Hold on.
I'm trying to see if I still have the article up.
Looks like. Let me see. It's on Amazon for sure. Gay Hendricks. Let's go back and look by name. And they also got audiobooks. No, they're not. It's not in here. Yeah, it's not in here. Nope, that's not in there. But they got other leadership books. All right, so D, who you picking?
That's on you.
No, I gave the criteria. You need to pick. Don't try. You ain't skating off like that.
Excuse me.
You're not skating off like that.
I'm trying to figure out.
Let's see who you
Well,
got.
they know they got to be camera ready.
Who all in the chat? Let me see.
They know they have to be camera ready for this. They're gonna have to use it. I think they can be at any stage of their tech journey.
Yeah, you could be at any stage. It don't matter.
Any stage of your tech journey. I don't mind you being at any stage of your tech journey.
$500 giveaway.
A learning subscription and somebody that is going to use it. Yes, Donald, they got the cam up. Let me drop the link.
Yep. And you y'all make sure you get the likes up, Make sure you get and share this with people, right? And we be over here doing the work.
And you gotta be willing to do the work. Who's gonna step up?
I thank you for the post, Charlene. I see you. I'm retweeting. I'm retweeting it now. But you are the business. You are the business. D, you gonna pick somebody?
No, I dropped the link. I'm waiting for somebody to come up. I'm trying to see
Oh,
who
oh,
opened
you
up.
just,
The
oh, you
person
just,
that come up, they gonna get it.
that's it. Oh, snap.
You
Just
know,
like
it's not
that.
that hard. You know, they be doing all
I
that,
already know who gonna be here first. I already know who
the
clicking.
philosophizing and all that other type of stuff. Like,
I already know who ready.
who ready? We had this conversation yesterday. Who ready?
D is like we not gonna tussle back and forth. We just don't drop the link. We drop bones on them. We drop bones on them.
Hey, that's easy. Who hungry?
Oh, we got somebody in the back.
Gotta be camera ready.
Come on, you gotta do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on, Shay. I can't see.
Who camera ready?
She got you. She got you. Oh, Shay, she got you. She got you.
Camera ready?
She got you got something coming down in front of her. She got
Camera ready?
you got something coming down in front of her. You got an echo. You got an echo.
Got echo. Turn off the video. I'm gonna mute you.
You got a you got something. You got a video on the background.
And Charlene, your video, your device is not connected.
All right, let's try you again, Shay. Let's see if we still got an echo. Do we still have an echo? Let's try you again, Shay. Let's see if we still got an echo.
Yeah,
we got an echo.
You gotta turn off the video.
You have an echo? Let's try you again, Shay. Let's see if we still got an echo.
Where'd Shay go?
I don't know where Shay went. Shay.
Shay, you gonna get the boot, girl.
Shay, where you go, Shay?
You gonna get the boot.
Where you at, Shay? you on you still got an echo. Do you still have women and Linux up in a tab? You on you still got an echo. Do you still have women and Linux up in a tab? You you still got an echo. D mute. What happened to Shay?
Next, who's coming up?
You got rid of Shay?
Shay got rid of herself.
What the hell? I'm holding out for Shay.
Now,
I'm gonna give Shay 1 minute.
Shay, last week you said you wasn't even doing no training. What you doing back up here? You stealing. You didn't want to do no training last week.
I can't come and say hey. And
you
support.
Can say hey.
What's the problem be? What is the problem?
It ain't no problem. Hey.
How y'all doing?
I apologize.
What'd you say, O'Shea? She giving you a hard time. He just want to come say hi.
Yeah. Just say hey, how y'all doing? Y'all see what y'all doing? Every night and then I have to come through and stop by.
Hey.
But now let me get what is it exactly you're giving it away? Because somewhere
you can't get it this week.
I didn't say I wanted it, woman. See, that's the problem right there. You assume I just asked what it is.
You weren't paying attention to us.
I was, but
you couldn't have been. We just talked about it for 15 minutes.
I'm doing streaming. I'm watching something else while I'm listening to you at the same time.
That ain't we're not about to explain this. Can somebody help O'Shea out?
I get it. That's all right.
We're not about to explain. You got to close out one of these windows.
All right, that's all right. I'll see y'all later. Y'all take it easy.
You too.
Be safe, O'Shea.
Shay, you got to close out the window. If you're watching us in YouTube, you have to close out the YouTube. You can't watch. You have to mute YouTube or close the window.
All right, let's try it again. Shay.
Can you hear us, Shay?
I can.
Oh, there it is. All
Now turn up your
right.
volume so we can hear you.
Yay. Too bad I don't have no sound effects, but that's okay.
Shay, we should.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, all right. So, what we're gonna need from you is
I need
more than
you
likely an email address.
something up in Calendly because I need to do a one-on-one with one of you or both.
Yeah, we got to get that back up for December. We gotta get it back up for December. We're gonna get that back up. But congratulations.
Thank you.
For coming up. Charlena, you're in the back, but your device, your camera's not connected. So we can't even see you. O'Shea, we are giving away to help you out. We're giving away training to O'Reilly. The O'Reilly training subscription is $500 for the year. Where you can go learn about anything, right? You may not want to learn about DevOps. You may not want to learn about security. You may want to learn about trading. You may want to learn about stocks. You may want to attend some events virtually or what have you. It's there for your own edification. You get it for a year. And my best advice is any certifications you think you want to do or you're not sure if that's something you want to do, here is an entire playground for you to go figure out if you like it or not.
All right, have you started your tech journey? Are you in tech? Tell us a little background.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I thought you were talking to O'Shea.
Oh, no, I was talking in general about the actual platform.
Okay.
And what you can do with it.
My area is instructional technology, CAM stuff, helping people train others.
Okay.
That's my background.
Oh, okay. So instructional training, you go a long way. Plenty of money. So one of the things if I were you, I don't have that. It's over there on the thing. So 9 times out of 10 it's in here though. There's a book in here. It comes from actually CompTIA. It's training.
Shay, you are in Slack, right?
I am.
Okay.
It's a CompTIA book on training, and I actually bought the book because I was gonna work on becoming a certified trainer. But the reason why I'm mentioning this book, let me go here. CompTIA certified trainer. CTT. The reason why I mentioned this book, and I'm not saying go get this, go and get this certification, but this book is a great guide on how to train people, how to help people, how to structure your training, what to look for, and so forth. So when you're talking about doing and you're teaching others, you could do that at multiple companies. You could be a consultant, and we actually know someone who's actually, that's all she does is she uses different things from Adobe Creative, from, I forget the other two off the top of my head. Well, all she does is maybe say somebody has some instructional videos on YouTube. They'll take them, they'll chop them up, they'll throw quizzes and tests in there. And then you may do it and charge us $10,000 to do that work, or $15,000 to do that work. But you may do that once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, depending on the workload, right? And sometimes some people you'll be exclusive to people on just putting the course together. They'll write it, but then you'll end up putting it all together, right?
I won't have to be the subject matter expert.
Correct. So again, but here's the business side of that, right? The business side of that is you help people get their backgrounds together, you help people get their tones together, how they speak, and so forth. Um, and then not only that, you also help them with their wording, right? There could be an additional cost, right? On how they deliver that, right? So that's something that you could work on as well too, as an additional fee for someone, right? And then companies like your O'Reilly, your Coursera, and all of them, they actually bring people in to help do just that. So you could be a consultant or you can work for somebody on it from that perspective. So all I need is your email address. I'll talk to the people at Safari on Monday. We'll get you all signed up. Hopefully they'll probably send me over an invoice. I'll sign you up, and then once I get your email address and pay for it, they'll send you the info and then go from there.
Now, is it Shay or is it Shaya?
It's Shay, like Shea Stadium.
Okay, Shay. So I already sent you a message in Slack. Just confirm that information for me.
Okay.
And congratulations.
Right? Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I have to use it.
All right. That's what I want to hear. I appreciate you coming up. Congratulations.
Thank you too so much.
You're welcome. And Charlena is in the back.
Charlena was like, I'm coming up. Even if
Come on up, Charlena.
Everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
How you doing this week?
So yeah, I just came up because once D said that you get it with the library, I check my library and I get it too. So
you got it.
What library
I'm in DC.
Okay.
See.
So, yeah, I use the library resources all the time. They have a lot of free access. They have access to the LinkedIn platform for learning as well. So
okay, that's good.
Any way I can learn something, I'm there. So good. Just came up to say hey.
I know that now.
I'm glad. I'm glad you utilize all the free resources. Get in where you fit in, get them skills, and let's get going. I want y'all to be, again, everybody is always talking about this recession. I've been in the game. I know it don't look like it. 22 years, and I've been recession-proof. I hadn't cried for a job. I hadn't cried because I couldn't get a job. I thank God for the fact that I got the brain and been able to maintain. So, increase your, hey, I'm just telling you what I know works. And I'm giving to you things I've encountered over the years and watching and what I've seen people do and what I've seen done and what I can continue to see happening. So we see layoffs. Government ain't laid off. The Anheuser-Busch ain't laid off. the folks on the liquor ain't laid off. So I'm just saying, y'all get your job.
Everybody to check their libraries too.
Yeah,
everybody, because I know California is a major market, DC is a major market, but check your local library and see what resources that you have. People forget about the library because they haven't stepped in the building for so long, but the library have a lot of good resources.
And they may even have resources to help you get your business started as well.
Mm-hmm. So true. Or your local, what do they call it here? Career Source? Mm-hmm. They call it Career Source here in Florida. But other names that they at the library. A lot of people, I haven't stepped in the library in so long. But I'm always online researching stuff. So the Google, she's my library.
Well, I'm glad you was able to get the resource, and everybody else, go check it out. Right, you might not have won today, but you know where you can go get it from. Utilize those resources. Get your family members, those especially the kids in high school, and they're trying to figure out whether they're gonna go to college and what they're gonna do and whatnot. Get them into those, especially on Safari, because they have events and they talk about topics that they might not have covered in school. And when I say topics, I mean they talk about, how to put together a resume. How do you look at yourself and your leadership skills? How do you acquire leadership skills? Those little things. So it's a great resource even for kids who are in high school to utilize those as well too. So that would be my take, especially for the LinkedIn Learning and the Safari. You can't go wrong with that. Cool. I appreciate you coming up, Charlena.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
wrap. You're welcome. We're gonna wrap up the show. We had our giveaway today. We made it to 3,000. You think we're gonna make it to 10,000? You think we're gonna make it to 5,000?
Ooh, I hope these donations come in this winter. Yes, yes. I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, it's time to go eat. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the happy belated birthday. It might have been a typo, but it's Tamika, and I appreciate you either way it goes. I want everybody to win and take some people with you. All that can't go, can't go. Don't worry about it. Don't force them. Can't force everybody to go. And you are welcome, Natasha, for the class. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you I got the resource out of it. If you got to go back to the labs, Natasha, go ahead before they shut it down in the morning and just pick a lab that you struggled with and hit it up, right? Hit it up. Thank you, Casual Economists. We love you back. And I try to show you we love you back. I try to show you we love you back.
Just want you to win.
Just want you to win. And have some skills while you win and have some good times while you're doing it. All right. Y'all be safe. We're going to catch y'all on Wednesday and next Saturday. It's all good. And I want you to have some fun in your life, right? Enjoy your life. Be careful when you step outside. I know it's cold in some areas, though. Some of y'all are snowed in. All right. Y'all be safe.